Okay guys, so enhancing Tuvala, this isn't an instructional guide by any stretch. I'm just going to cover how I did this and how I think was the most efficient use of my materials at the time. People will ultimately tell me that I didn't do things right or I wasn't economical with my items, I threw things away and wasted things. But this is essentially just going to be a quick whistle-stop tour on how I did things, why I did things this way, and how I think is probably one of the best ways for new players to approach this. The main thing to remember is that I don't plan on enhancing items once we get out of the season server. This means that the items that I am using to do this, I wouldn't be using anyway in future, so I'm not really that bothered about using them now. So starting with full pen Naru, you convert this over to full Pride Tuvala. From there, I just got every item to duo and then decided to tap every single item one after another to try. If one item failed and went back down to Pry, I would use the new fail stack that is just created to get an item to duo, from duo to try. Ultimately, if I failed multiple times in a row, it was going to push that chance of getting try up even higher. And before you know it, everything was try. Very simple, very straightforward. I equipped all the items, went to Fugar and completed the first lot of enhancing quests from him. And this gave me fail stacks that I then used to go from try to Tet. I chose not to use the refined magical blackstones at this point because I had so many items that I was going to be trying to push to Tet, and this was going to be increasing the fail stacks anyway, that it just felt that was a better use of the fail stack than it was to use refined magical blackstones at that point. I did use the refined stones once I got a lower amount of items that needed to go to pen. And I approached this pretty much how I normally approach enhancing, is a couple of items, enhance one after another. Once everything got to Tet, I equipped all the items again, went into Fugar, turned in the quests and got the new fail stacks, and these were the ones that I was going to use to get the items from Tet to Pen. Now it's at this point where you get items to Tet that you want to start making a decision on how you're going to use two very specific stones or two very specific type of stones that you're going to pick up as a seasonal character. Now you get two of each of these stones, one for the second day login as a new character or a new account, and then you also get another one of each from the season pass. And these are the Frozen Tides and the Boiling Tides Blackstones, and these give you a guaranteed Tet to Pen. So for me personally, I used the Boiling Blackstone on my main hand weapon, and then I think I just used the Frozen Tides on my chest piece. I actually forgot about the second two, so I just did those enhancements normally. If I hadn't done it, because I'm playing Succession, I'd have used the second Boiling on my offhand, and I've used the Frozen Tides on my gloves, I think, because it's, I don't know, it doesn't matter at that point. You can pick whichever one you want. But yeah, ultimately that's the easiest way of getting those items to pen. After I'd done that, I went and I got my Cronstones. This is the bit that's a bit controversial for people. We got 3,000 Cronstones from the current coupons and the events that are going on. And on top of that, there are costumes that I could have melted down again that I got for free. I didn't need to though, because I got all my items well within the budget. I think I ended up spending about 1,800 Cronstones in total. And that managed to get all of my items to pen that I wanted to. I'll touch on why I didn't do accessories a little bit later on towards the end of this video. But going from Tet to Pen, I used the 60 stack from Fugar, 10 Valk's Cry to push that up to a 70 stack. And I just Cronstoned 165 Cronstones per attempt until I got those items to pen. Then I moved on to accessories. Now there's a couple of things that I did differently with accessories. I didn't use any Cronstones. I also didn't get anything to pen. But I essentially bought up as many of an item as I could. So like you can see on the rings here. And I just kept hitting these items until they went. Once I got to try is when I did start to use fail stacks. These were just leftover fail stacks. I think, to be fair, the soft cap on these is around a 30 or a 40 stack. So I just used those. It pushes the chance up to around 60%. And once the items got to Tet, that was it. That's as far as I was planning on taking most of the items. So there is a reason why I'm not progressing these items. With the exception of the necklace being pen, purely because it was free with that blackstone, and the pen earring and the pen ring that you get for free. The only other item that I'm going to take to pen on the season server is the second earring. I'm purposely leaving this ring and this belt because of the rewards that we're going to get coming out of the season server. So for the seasonal reward, I'm going to be picking the pen Kaposha necklace, which is the best reward if you're a new player and you don't have any of the pen items already. Then I have a plan to replace this ring and this belt immediately at the end of the season. And it's a very simple and straightforward way of doing this. So the special accessory for growth support is a completed reward that every new character will have at this point in time. For this, we're going to take the Tri-Kaposha belt. I'm then going to level to 62, which I'll do anyway just by merit of grinding on the season server. And this is going to fulfill the goal here and give me a Tri-Kaposha ring. Now, there's currently an event going on as well, where you get Dreamy Crystals of Balance, and you'll get 21 of these just from logging in each day. You'll get one a day. And if you look at this, you get 7 will take your Tri-Kaposha to Tep, guaranteed, and another 14 will take that Tep Kaposha to Pen, guaranteed. So I'm going to use the 14 from this, and we're going to use that to take the belt up to Pen. Then, if you're on the season server, you should be AFK fishing whenever you're not playing. You should be using the Fugar's fishing rod just at Velia, just on the coast here, and you should be using this as much as you can, because what you're looking to get is 75 of these coal sealanath. I don't know. Somebody's done a video on how to pronounce that. I don't have a clue. But this fish basically, and if you look down, you'll see that 3 times you can get 7 more of the Dreamy Crystals of Balance, so a total of 21 for every 25 of these fish you hand in. It's also worth noting that these fish are going to be something I refer to in future videos because there are other rewards that you want to get, so you want to get as many of these as you can. But with those 21, we're going to then turn this Kaposha, the Tri-Kaposha ring, into pen as well. So this is going to give us a pen Kaposha ring, pen Kaposha neck, pen Kaposha belt. We're dealing with 2 Tuvala earrings, but there's nothing really we can do with that at this point in time, and it's also one of the weaker slots in terms of gear progression. For this ring, that will be a pen Tuvala ring, we're going to be doing daily quests to get a free pen crescent ring. This is something that's very time gated. It's going to take a while for us to get there. There is a way to speed this up a little bit with those fish I was just talking about, but ultimately you're going to be farming dailies. I'm going to do another video that covers my daily and weekly routine of things that I need to do to progress this count quickly. So that'll cover the Jatina dailies and how we're going to progress that. But if you want to just look up a guide on it, you're looking at Jatina guaranteed pen. There's some other items that you can get as well through Jatina dailies or weeklies, so I'm going to reference them when I look at it. But that's going to give us a pen crescent, a pen Kaposha neck, pen Kaposha belt, and then Tuvala accessories. And that's going to be where we'll leave the server with that level of gear, which is a huge boost to your stats. In the description of the video, or on my Discord at least, I'll have step-by-step kind of incremental gear goals that I've set for myself that will show how the gear is going to progress, but I'll also cover that in another video. Anyway, that's where I'm up to at the moment in terms of my Tuvala gear. That's how I approach the enhancing. That's what I would suggest people do if they're not planning on enhancing in future and they're starting right now with the same materials that I have available to me. As you can see, I have leftover items. Yes, I've been grinding a bit, but ultimately I didn't actually have to go through all of the items that I had available to me, and I've managed to get my gear to the point it's at now. There are little things that I could do to get more AP and take that up to 240 before the end of the season, but for me personally, I don't think it's massively worth it, and for the areas that I'm going to be grinding during this season, it's definitely not really going to be worth it. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comment section. Like I said, that Discord server is going to be coming up for everybody to join soon. And I'm almost at the point now where I've caught up with the videos and we're ready to go into the live streams. So hopefully I'll see you all there.